Today, we're near Claremont, California, and we're gonna summit Mount Baldy, aka San Antonio Peak. According to the Trails app, this is 7.1 mile hike, but I also took the steepest route to get there. There's another way, it's longer and more gradual, but I'm gonna go with the shorter, more steep incline. And when you get there, there's gonna be the map, tells you where you're at and how to get there. And there's also a San Antonio Falls trailhead. There's a water on the way up that we might check out later on. And now we will begin the ascension to Mount Baldy. And down there's some cabins that you can rent out. Some people go camping across from here. Of course, on the way up to the hike, you get sweeping views of the Angeles Forest, the clouds and the mountains. And Claremont, California is on the other side of those mountains right there. But right now we are in Mount Baldy, a mountain town in California. And I believe up there that's one of the peaks that we're gonna ascend to. There's a little turnoff right there. And right there, that's where you enter to get to the waterfall, and that's the waterfall right there. I go ahead and zoom in, get a closer look at it. So we'll actually come back to this waterfall later on in the hike, but for now we're gonna make it up to the mountain. It's the waterfall entrance, and right here is where we're gonna start our ascension to Mount Baldy, or San Antonio Peak. And I did take a lot of breaks on this hike because of the steepness. This is by far the most challenging hike I've ever done. It's pretty breezy right now, even in the summer. I'd recommend doing this in August or July before the snow comes in. And right here is the turnoff to get there. Take your time on this hike. It's steep up the whole way, all the way up the mountain. It's just non-stop incline. And we're actually gonna stop at the little ski hut, the San Antonio hut, on the way up. And somewhere up there is the peak. That's Banker Flats Campground, which is where we came up from. And right there you can see the San Antonio ski hut from a distance. And of course, right here we just get nice views of the clouds, the mountains, and the woods. And down there is also the Ice House Canyon Trail to Cucamonga Peak, I believe, which is another challenging hike. And here's a creek we're gonna cross. And right here is the San Antonio Ski Hut. We're just gonna stop right here, take a couple pictures. This is a nice little ski hut. And there are some benches you can just sit down and relax on. And there's also a plaque right here that tells you you're about 8,000 feet. So we have another 2,000 feet to reach the summit. Alright, so now we're going to leave that ski hut and then get back on the trail and continue our ascension to the summit. And it gets very rocky on the way up. At least at this particular point on the hike. And another trail sign. At this point, we've got about 1.5 miles to get there. Of course, you can see all the other peaks from a distance, which is pretty neat. And if I'm not mistaken, this is one of the tallest peaks in Southern California. There might be another taller one, but I'm not sure which one it is. I'll have to do some research on that. And here is the trail sign to the Baldy summit. You can see the Claremont town down there. There's a lake down there too. I'm just going to take another little breather here. Admire the views on the way up to the summit. And you can see the peak from a distance. And according to the map, it's about 1/2 mile from where I'm at to get there, but it's the most challenging 1/2 mile I ever had to do. There's some pools that will kind of guide you on your way up. And another trail sign. So we're actually really close to the summit. But I'm just going to stop, take a little break right here, drink some water. And there's a lot of little trees you could sit on, rocks. Don't rush to get up here because it's not an easy hike. At this point, we're probably around 9,000 feet. But now we're at 10,000 something feet. And we have reached the summit. And you can see the clouds beginning to form. And there was actually some rain on the way up here. Not too bad. But we are at Mount Baldy, San Antonio Peak. And this is the summit. So we're just going to take a few moments to admire the landscape. And here's another view of this peak. Somebody left some gas gallons there. These are the trail signs, and right there is West Baldy, which is another one you could summit nearby. And down there is actually, it's pretty flat. It's not as steep as it looks from where I'm standing. But now we're gonna go to the waterfall. So now we're headed back down. And you can see the water flowing pretty well, even though it's late summer. And this is San Antonio Falls. I hope you enjoyed the hike. Please like and subscribe.